We gotta, we're like hamsters on the wheel, just keep running, and, eventually we're going to get where we're going, but we don't know how long it's going to take. We have those days. We have those moments. Some people have those years when it just seems like I can't get off this treadmill. And so in this series of messages that we're going to be looking at in the month of May, I want us to look at how do we balance our life? How is it that we can have a life that is balanced? One that equally looks at our work life and our home life and our spiritual life, and how can we have all those parts in place and still feel like we're not going crazy? You know what I'm talking about? I mean, we all have those times when it just seems like, man, if I had one more thing on my plate, I'm pretty sure I'd explode. That's just the way, I'd be done for. I'm done. That's it. I'm going to die right here and now if someone asks me to do one more thing. Or we say, if someone come and asks me one more thing, I'm going to punch them right in the nose. One of those two. It's and so we have these times, and sometimes we just fail to manage the pace of life very well. So this morning I want us to, as we start this whole sermon series, I want us to look at that. How do we manage the pace of our life? How is it that we can carry on doing the things that we do without burning out? So let me ask you a question this morning. How many of you here, and I want you to raise your hands, how many of you here have busy lives? Put up your hands. Oh, what do you know? Everybody. How many of you wish you could slow down? No, look at this. Some people are still there. How many people want to replenish their spirit and renew their strength? Yeah. I mean, it's so true that as we come into the times when we're really, really busy, and we just get it, we go, oh, I mean, we're coming up into summertime now, and a lot of people are going, oh yes, holidays. I can't wait for holidays. Like, I'm getting that time off. It's going to be so great. This year, I get 5 weeks holidays. Because Karen and I in the Salvation Army, we actually go up a rank this summer. At the end of June, we become majors. Yeah, yay, an extra $150. But with that comes an extra weeks of holidays, which is nice. And we're going to Israel this October, which is technically a seminar. It's school. So it's not vacation time. So we get 7 weeks holidays between now and December, because you can't carry them over. So between December 31st, we get 7 weeks holidays. So this is going to be a lot of fun. The problem is you don't have enough money to take 7 weeks holidays. It just never works that way. My dad, for years, had 8 weeks holidays. I'm like, how do you take 8 weeks holidays? He used to take Fridays off, all year, and just so that he would get his time in. But I mean, all of us want this to replenish our spirit, renew our strength. And in the Bible passage we read today, Jesus shows us exactly how we can do that. I mean, the passage that we read here, it's actually following that whole thing there is one of the busiest days we read in the Gospels about Jesus' day. And as we looked here, he said, in the morning he went to the synagogue, so he was preaching at the synagogue, and in the afternoon he heals Peter's mother-in-law, and then he heals the demonic guy as well at the synagogue, and then goes over to Peter's house, heals Peter's mom-in-law. After they've a little bit of a break now, because believe me, I am bagged after preaching on a Sunday. It takes a lot out of you, and so after he was all good, I can rest now. Everyone in town says, "Hey, did you hear what happened at the synagogue? This guy who came in there, he drove a demon out of somebody. It was fabulous." So they started bringing other people to him and say, "Listen, my kid's really sick and we don't know what to do. Can you heal my kid? My wife has had this problem for years. We can't seem to find out what's wrong. Can you heal her?" Demon-possessed people. All these things happening. And over and over and over, all these people are coming, and so he didn't send them away. It says that pretty soon the whole town was standing outside their door. And Jesus loved them, and he touched them, and he healed them way into the night. And I'm sure that when he finally crawled into bed, he was wiped out, totally spent. And I know for a fact that some of you fall into bed every night feeling that exact same way. You crawl into bed and you don't even remember your head hitting the pillow. You know days like that? I remember I was standing there, and the next morning I woke up in bed. I have no idea what happened in between. We get that way. We're so busy, so tired, and that's the way Jesus was. And I talk to a lot of people, and I can't believe how busy they are. Moms and dads, you know this. Most of you work during the day, and then the rest of your time revolves around your kids. And then you get up and you clean the house, and you listen to your kids complain that they didn't like supper, and then you go to bed, and then you start all over again the next day. It's this cycle, this hamster wheel that you're on, and it's going, and it's going, and it's going. The question is, how do you keep the kind of pace without burning out, without becoming irritable, without becoming depressed? How do we do that? And so we got to look at Jesus' example here, because he gives us a very clear understanding of how to manage busyness. And if you have your sermon notes, they were in your program this morning, you might want to fill